Listen closely, because what I'm about to tell you may go against everything you've heard about staying active after 65. For years, the advice has been simple. Walk more. Stay active. Hit your daily steps. And yes, walking is beneficial. It supports your heart. It improves circulation. It helps maintain general mobility. But here's what most people aren't told. Walking alone does not protect your strength. And strength, not steps, is what determines whether you remain independent as you age. In fact, research following adults over 60 has shown that even those who consistently meet daily walking goals can still experience a steady decline in lower body strength over time. Not because they're inactive, but because walking doesn't challenge the muscles in the way your body actually needs. And this is where the misunderstanding begins. Because when we talk about aging well, we're not talking about fitness. We're talking about function. Can you stand up without using your hands? Can you walk without feeling unstable? Can you climb stairs without hesitation? Those are the movements that define independence. And when those begin to decline, life changes quickly. Now, there's a biological reason for this. After the age of 60, the body begins to lose muscle at an accelerated rate. This process is known as sarcopenia. Without targeted resistance, adults can lose around 1% of muscle mass and up to 3% of muscle strength every year. And when strength declines, balance follows, then confidence, then independence. But here's the key point. This decline is not inevitable. It's manageable, and in many cases, partially reversible, but only if you train the right systems, not just movement, targeted functional movement. So today, I'm going to show you 3 simple exercises. No equipment, no gym, no complicated routines. Just 3 movements that directly support leg strength, balance control, joint stability. These are the exact systems that keep you moving safely and independently. Each exercise has a clear purpose, and the final one is the most important if your goal is to maintain independence. Before we begin, take a moment. Tell me your age and where you're watching from in the comments. We read every single one. Now, let's begin with exercise number 1. Exercise 1. Sit to stand. The first exercise is something you already do every day, but most people never think of it as training. It's called the sit to stand. At first glance, it seems too simple, just standing up from a chair. But clinically, this is one of the most important movements for maintaining independence, because it directly targets the muscles you rely on the most, the quadriceps, the glutes, the hamstrings, and your core. These muscles control your ability to rise, sit, stabilize, and recover balance. When they weaken, the signs are subtle at first. Standing becomes slower. You begin to push off with your hands. Chairs feel lower than they used to, and over time, those small changes turn into dependence. This is why we use the sit to stand as both an exercise and an assessment, because it reflects real-world function. Here's how to do it correctly. Sit on a firm chair. Place your feet shoulder-width apart, flat on the ground. Position your knees directly over your ankles. Now, lean slightly forward from the hips, not the shoulders. Press through your heels and stand up slowly. Take about 3 seconds to rise. At the top, pause for 1 second. Then lower yourself back down in a controlled manner over 3 seconds. Do not drop or collapse into the chair. That control is where the benefit comes from. Start with 8 to 10 repetitions. Perform 2 sets. Do this about 5 days per week. If needed, you can use your hands at first, but the goal is to reduce that assistance over time. As you improve, cross your arms over your chest. Eventually, you can lower the height of the chair slightly to increase difficulty. Now, why is this movement so important? Because it directly translates to daily life. If you can stand up with control, you're far more likely to recover from a stumble. You're less dependent on external support. And perhaps most importantly, you regain confidence in your body, and that confidence changes how you move. Exercise 2. Heel-to-toe balance walk. The second exercise targets something many people overlook entirely: balance. Most assume balance declines simply because of age,
But that's not entirely true. Balance declines because the systems that control it become weaker and less responsive.
Specifically, the stabilizing muscles in your hips, ankles, and lower legs. These muscles guide your steps. They help your body adjust to uneven surfaces. They allow you to correct yourself when something feels off. When they weaken, your walking pattern changes. Steps become shorter, your stance widens, and your movements become more cautious. Eventually, fear of falling begins to develop, and once that fear sets in, people start moving less, which accelerates the problem. This is where the heel-to-toe balance walk becomes extremely valuable. It retrains coordination, stability, and control. Here's how to do it. Stand tall with your core gently engaged. Place one foot directly in front of the other, heel touching toe. Now take a slow step forward. Then repeat. Each step should be deliberate and controlled. Keep your head level. Let your arms rest naturally at your sides. Take 10 steps forward, then 10 steps backward. That's 1 round. Perform 3 rounds. Do this about 5 days per week. If you feel unsteady, stand near a wall or countertop. Lightly use it for support if needed. As your balance improves, reduce your reliance on support. Over time, you can make it more challenging, but safety always comes first. Now, why does this work? Because it trains something called proprioception. That's your body's ability to sense where it is in space. When this system is strong, your movements are precise. When it declines, missteps happen, and that's often what leads to falls. Not just weakness, but misjudgment. Improving this system can dramatically reduce fall risk. And, just as importantly, it restores confidence in movement. Exercise 3, the step-up. Now we come to the third exercise, and if you only choose one from this video, make it this one, the step-up. This movement is often avoided because it resembles stair climbing, and for many people, stairs have already become uncomfortable. But that's exactly why this exercise matters, because it allows you to train that movement safely, with control, at your own pace, and at a manageable height. The step-up targets the quadriceps, the glutes, the calves, and the hip flexors. These are the exact muscles responsible for climbing stairs, stepping onto curbs, and getting up from lower positions. Here's how to do it. Use a low, stable step, about 6 to 8 inches high. Place one foot fully on the step. Make sure your entire foot is supported. Press through your heel and rise up slowly over 3 seconds. At the top, pause briefly, then lower yourself back down in 3 seconds. Complete 8 to 10 repetitions on one leg, then switch. Perform 2 sets per leg. Do this 3 to 5 times per week. To progress, you can slightly increase the height, but never beyond a level that feels unsafe. Focus on control, not speed. Now, why is this exercise so important? Because it directly trains one of the most demanding real-life movements, climbing. And clinically, the ability to climb stairs is one of the strongest indicators of independence. When people regain this ability, something changes. They stop avoiding movement. They feel capable again. And that shift is powerful. Because independence isn't just physical, it's psychological. Now let's bring everything together. We started with a simple idea that walking alone is enough. But as we've seen, it's not. Walking supports your cardiovascular health, but it does not fully protect your strength, balance, or stability, and those are the systems that determine independence. The sit-to-stand builds foundational strength. It supports your ability to rise, stabilize, and move with control. The heel-to-toe walk improves balance and coordination. It trains your body to respond to instability and reduces fall risk. And the step-up strengthens the exact muscles needed for climbing and navigating the world around you.
Together, these 3 exercises form a complete system. Simple, efficient, and effective. No equipment, no gym, no complicated routines, just a few minutes each day. But performed consistently, they protect your ability to move freely, to stay confident, to remain independent. And at this stage of life, that's what matters most. So I'll leave you with this. Which of these 3 exercises will you start with? And how many days per week will you commit? Write your answer in the comments. We read every single one. And if you found this helpful, consider subscribing. We share new surgeon-informed guidance every day, focused on strength, mobility, and maintaining independence. I'm glad you're here, and I look forward to seeing your progress.